folks. Well, I'm thrilled to be here today with Evan Kuhn, the president of DeLorean Labs. But before we dive into this panel, I'd like to set the stage. Out of full transparency, this partnership holds special meaning for myself, but I think also a lot of other millennials. From the time I first saw the Back to the Future film series, I've been enthralled with the DeLorean, and I cannot count the number of times I've rode the DeLorean ride at Universal Studios. I think the DeLorean car is so compelling because it was developed as a futurist vision of what automotives could be. And so, learning about the incredible entrepreneur and visionary John DeLorean, who built the DeLorean Motor Company, only cemented my fascination. John DeLorean was an icon and a titan of an automotive exec, but he got there with an iconoclastic approach to innovating in an industry with long-established norms and even antiquated ones. To that end, I think we can draw a similar comparison to the core contributors of the SUI protocol. Because unlike legacy Layer 1 and Layer 2 blockchain solutions, SUI was developed with the benefit of hindsight, and it was built from the ground up to address the scalability, the throughput, and economic concerns that plagued early smart contract platforms. The result is a monolithic Layer 1 blockchain solution that can support high-volume networks and brands from any and every industry, including ones that have millions and millions of dedicated community members, such as DeLorean. You can imagine then, when our team at SUI Foundation learned that DeLorean was looking for a blockchain partner as they were preparing for the development and sale of the first DeLorean model in 40+ years, we knew there was a role for us to play. Today, we'll be sharing why we think this collaboration with DeLorean is game-changing, and we will dive into the convergence of these two brands. So, let's buckle up and look under the hood of the DeLorean and SUI partnership and explore what it could mean for the broader automotive and crypto industry. Starting with perhaps the most obvious question, why did DeLorean decide to break ground into the Web3 domain as a traditional automotive company, and why now?
Yeah, thank you, Gabe. So excited to be here. Wow, I can't believe this day is finally here, and I'm so blessed to be able to represent an iconic brand. DeLorean's been around for 40+ years, and it's really built such a fascinating community. And the way I look at Web3, it's all about community and bringing people together, and the technology is just perfect for that. So we're really aiming to bring the existing DeLorean community into our Web3 universe.
Got it. So you touched on the DeLorean community. Can you tell us a little bit more, who are they? How many are there? Are they made up of, is it made up of car enthusiasts, DeLorean fanboys, Back to the Future fans, or some combination of all of the above?
Yeah, I mean, I think who here, was born in the 80s, grew up in the 90s, had a chance to, see Back to the Future, all the lore that came around it. I remember being 6 years old watching Back to the Future 2 and seeing that DeLorean come out, and I was hooked, ever since then. So, I think we've got car enthusiasts, we've got film enthusiasts, video game enthusiasts, all walks of life, all different ages, and it's just such an iconic design.
And could you give us a ballpark number of the amount of people we think are in the spectrum of the DeLorean community?
I mean, I think it's in the millions, if not hundreds of millions. I had a layover in Dubai on my way here. I was walking through the airport, saw the Lego store. DeLorean has a collaboration with Lego, and it was the most popular set in the store. I saw a few people hovered around it. They had their phone out converting the dirhams to their own currency to see how much it costs. And just everywhere I go, I'm seeing something DeLorean related.
Amazing. Well, you heard it here first, folks. We have millions of community members ready to join the SUI ecosystem.
Yeah.
So, moving on to the technology and the SUI technology stack, can you go into a little bit of detail about why DeLorean felt like SUI was the right blockchain to support its business operations and initiatives at scale, and what type of unique capabilities were the draw to working with SUI?
Yeah, so I've been fascinated with what SUI is doing. Even just watching the keynote this morning, if you didn't get to see that, you'll be even more bullish about what SUI is doing, having seen that. And I think what they're doing so well is bringing Web 2 into Web 3. So really making it seamless for that next round of the adoption curve. And especially if you look at the Stash wallet, if you're not familiar with it, they allow people to sign up with a Twitch account or a Gmail account, making it super easy. And we're going to come back to that later on in this presentation.
So it sounds like we're confident that there's multiple aspects of the DMC platform that's going to benefit from this type of, streamlined blockchain ledgering and other technology. And I believe we have a preview of what that's going to look like a little bit later as we go into more specifics. But for now, could you tell us why Delorean at this stage, at this point in time, is ripe for Web3 innovation, perhaps compared to competitors in the industry?
Yeah, so I've been in this crypto space since 2016 or so, and everywhere I've been going, you see a DeLorean, whether it's outside at a conference. I know there's an exchange around that has a DeLorean as well that they bring to a few events. So DeLorean's been in the space. We're just embracing it and jumping in ourselves as a company.
Could you touch a little bit on the vertical integration of the DeLorean company itself and why, perhaps compared to a Ford or a Toyota, you guys can move with a little more haste and expedience in terms of implementing a bleeding edge technology and blockchain solutions?
Yeah, so we announced a new car a year or so ago. We released some build slots, and one of the fascinating things we're doing is putting those build slots on chain. So if you've bought the car, you can start trading it and kind of interacting with it before you even take delivery of it. And it just kind of, we've seen other car brands, you pay your deposit, you wait 5 years for your car to come, you're stuck kind of in that. With this, we give flexibility to the people that if they want to trade it or, see the value of their purchase.
So we're saying that you can literally trade your DeLorean on chain?
Yep, through our marketplace, which is coming by the end of the year.
And can I ask a kind of a follow-up here? Is Delorean going to explore chain of title and other aspects of ownership and identification on chain?
Well, yeah, I mean, sky's the limit of what we can do. I'm so excited of all the different things you could do. We could have the miles you drive on your DeLorean update in real time onto your NFT. You could have people placing bids on your vehicle, even if you're not looking to sell it. And then you kind of have that certificate of authenticity as well.
Amazing. So it sounds like, to a degree, the SUI blockchain is going to be integrated into the operating system of a DeLorean.
Oh, yeah, very much so.
So the first of its kind, from my understanding, of any competitor, right?
We're looking to revolutionize the auto industry. As every industry is ripe for disruption, we're looking to do that in automotive.
As we've suggested here, we really think this partnership could spur a paradigm shift in the way automotive and car design companies develop their software and operating system. To kind of dovetail off of that, can we go through, I guess, or just give us your most exciting use case for the SUI blockchain on the DeLorean DMC platform?
Let me, right now, want to kind of pivot the conversation to something we've been working on over the last few months. So, it takes a few years to develop a car, but, we wanted to jump in with SUI, get something out right away. So we've been working on something that I'd like to show you a video on right now.
Let's do it.
So that right there is the new DeLorean time capsule. So it's a new release that we're dropping. It's going to be the first drop from DeLorean, limited to only 8,800. And you can go to DeLorean Labs right now and sign up for it. And the reason you're going to want to sign up for it is because in a few months, we're going to open these time capsules. And there's going to be, everyone's going to get some prize, but there's going to be a grand prize. Someone will win a new DeLorean. So that's going to be massive. And then you're going to want to hold on to these as well, because throughout our life cycle, we're going to be drops and a lot of exciting, cool things. So you can almost look at this as like your membership into the community.
Wow, that is incredible. I will be signing up for that very shortly. Can you also maybe touch on some of the other prizes or rewards that folks who mint NFTs would have access to?
Yeah, so we've got lots of experiences. DeLorean's a key partner with Karate Combat, so ringside experiences with them. Working on some stuff with F1. We got the big race happening this week. Partners with Nike. As you know, there's been some Nike DeLorean stuff in the past. So looking to revive some of those and a lot of other cool brands.
Wow. So let's parse that out a little bit. Is there, DeLorean has created a business beyond the development and sale of the automotive itself in the form of licensing its IP to various, traditional industries as well as in the gaming sector. Can you maybe go into a little bit of detail of what some of those partnerships look like, or just the brands that folks in the crowd may know of?
Yeah, well, I mean, the car is just the tip of the iceberg. There's this iconic brand and design philosophy, and we want to be able to bring this design philosophy to our partners. So as I mentioned, you had Nike, and a few others I can't mention, yet, but stay tuned. We're going to be dropping some amazing brand partnerships.
Wow. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that and to seeing kind of everything, DeLorean has to offer. And, I have to say this about the team at DeLorean. They've been incredibly dedicated to utilizing the SUI technology and the way that it was meant to be used. It shows the actual utility in that the SUI blockchain itself is a step function and advancement compared to some of our layer 1 and layer 2 competitors. And so it's been a pleasure to see the progress that the SUI Foundation and DeLorean Labs teams have made in just this short amount of time working together. And I think that the future is really promising.
Oh, yeah, and I will add on the partnerships. I see it on screen. It is announced now. The Animoca Motorverse. Really excited to have a DeLorean in the Motorverse and get that out there.
Wow. So one quick question on that, actually. So can you explain a little bit what that means, practically speaking, of a DeLorean in the Motorverse?
Yeah, so you'll have your DeLorean NFT, and then you can drive that in the video game and play to earn. It's a new protocol that we're going to be working on as well with them.
So we'll be able to drive a car in the Motorverse and earn rewards, and drive a car in real life and potentially earn rewards.
Yep.
That's an interesting juxtaposition, but looking forward to all of this. Is there anything else you'd like to leave us with in terms of what the future looks like for the DeLorean Labs brand as well as the SUI ecosystem?
Yeah, so I've just been, as I said, really bullish on SUI, really impressed with everything SUI's doing. Looking forward to building this relationship, strengthening the collaborations, and continuing with amazing partnerships, product drops, and we're just getting started. So excited.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for your time, and thank you for everybody in the crowd hanging in for our last presentation of the day. I think it's fair to say where the SUI Foundation and DeLorean Labs is going, we're not going to need roads, folks.
Thank you.